Coming up on SUTV, we'll hear about the new campus safety bill here at Southern Utah University.
And the results from the school election. Don't go anywhere.
Did you check? Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Jeff Mullins.
And I'm Jessica Stagg.
A new SUUSA president has been elected. Our reporter Robin Nelson has the story.
SUU has elected a new student affairs president. Jeff Carr is a sophomore with a political science major.
So I guess what made me decide to run is I was in SUSA this year in the clubs department, and I met with the academic clubs, and I really liked hearing their needs and being able to fix their problems. And then every week I would sit in Pizza and Politics, and I would think everybody here is talking about things that need to be fixed, and none of it's getting fixed. And so I looked around and figured out a place where I could go and fix things, and that's when I decided to run. So my plans now, I want to streamline SUSA. I want it to be easy to use. I want you to know who your representatives are and how to get your concerns addressed. And I want to celebrate diversity. I want everyone, no matter where you came from, no matter what you look like, to feel at home at SUU. And I want no group to feel small and no person to feel like they're unheard. And so my third thing I want to do is, I called it Hear You and Fight For You on my platform. And what it means is that I want to use my seat on the Board of Trustees and on the President's Council to really address student concerns and to meet with students one-on-one and to take those concerns to President Wyatt and to the Board of Trustees so that they can be addressed.
A bill that would require campus safety training plans advanced out of a House committee on Monday after an emotional plea from a University of Utah student killed last fall. Matt McCluskey, whose late daughter Lauren was killed at the U late last year by her ex-boyfriend, traveled from Washington State to express support for the bill. The measure is designed to unite victims of sexual assault and harassment with campus resources and require universities to report steps they take over time to address the issues. The bill was unanimously approved and has already cleared the Senate.
Came as a surprise to many students here at SUU when they found out a beloved professor was leaving. My co-anchor Jessica Stagg has the story.
For many students at SUU, it came as a shock when Professor Gavin Feller announced that he would be leaving the school after this spring semester.
Is he leaving? What?
Dr. Feller has taught in the communication department here at SUU for the past 2 years. After spring semester wraps up, Dr. Feller will move with his family to Sweden to fill a 2-year postdoctorate position at the University of Sweden.
We talked a lot about as a family going overseas somewhere. We have a few other countries in mind, but this just came up through somebody I know, a fellow researcher.
Students in Dr. Feller's classes expressed their gratitude for him after learning that he would no longer be teaching here.
He's been kind of like my mentor, I feel like, my past couple years of college.
I'm gonna miss him a lot. He, again, is like my mentor. There's a ton of inside jokes that me and some other friends have with him that really just aren't funny without him. And now every time we say those jokes, we're probably gonna laugh and then cry a bit just because he's not here, or at least won't be here.
I will miss the students probably the most. I didn't expect that either, to be honest. I mean, I love teaching, don't get me wrong, I've always loved teaching, but I didn't really realize that I would get connected to students when I saw them, you know, a couple years in a row. And so that'll be the hardest thing, is leaving students.
Dr. Feller's absence will be felt by many here at SUU while he is conducting his research in Sweden. For SUTV, I'm Jessica Stagg. As we enter a new month of the school year, so too does the Community Engagement Center celebrate another bread and soup night. This month's theme, none other than a lip sync battle. Attendees of the event were treated to well-choreographed dances from local students as the teams battled it out on stage, competing for a top prize of the night, a $50 gift card to the SUU bookstore. Some of the performances of the night included renditions of Lollipop by Mika, Single Ladies by Beyonce, and the winning performance of the night, Wannabe by the Spice Girls. We were able to catch up with one of the teams to get their thoughts on the event.
I got pulled into this at the last minute, but I help with the Hope Pantry a lot, and it was cool to be able to support them in a different way and get out of my comfort zone a little bit.
It was just great to push ourselves, just like Julia said, get out of our comfort zone, do something new with a bunch of great friends. And yeah.
Wow, yeah. It's shocking news about Gavin, honestly. I feel like I just got to know him, and now he's leaving me.
Honestly, he is one of my favorite professors here. He's really helped me out a lot, really helped me understand and realize what I want to do in life. And I went and I yelled at him when I first found out that he was leaving. Yeah. It was pretty fun. But anyway, that lip sync battle.
Yeah, I gotta say the BLTs, they were robbed a little bit. I feel like they gave a great performance.
Oh, great.
That's why I interviewed them. But
coming up, the triggered events from a routine traffic pullover.
And more about the weather. We'll be right back.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
An emergency call to St. George Police on Sunday night triggered a series of events that you almost have to see to believe. SGPD received a call on Sunday night from a woman requesting to be pulled over because the driver of her car would not stop and she had to use the restroom. After eventually stopping the car, police learned the driver had been driving with no hands, covering his eyes, and swerving towards other cars at over 100 miles per hour. Police say when the driver stepped out of his car, his pants were around his ankles and he became aggressive with the officer. The officer called for backup, but had to tase the driver several times. The driver was eventually taken to the hospital and then charged with multiple offenses, including assaulting a police officer.
The St. George man, charged with murdering his wife during an Alaskan cruise in 2017, may be entering into a plea deal before his trial starts in September, more than 2 years after the crime. Kenneth Manzares attorneys say they sought expert help in examining his mental state, which will be a critical component in any legal decision. Family members who were traveling with Manzanares say they discovered Kenneth's hands and clothes covered in blood, with his wife lying on the floor with a severe head wound in July of 2017. When asked what happened, Kenneth told family members that, quote, "she would not stop laughing at me."
Wow, that's quite the story right
there. That really is.
That really is.
I mean, usually, so going to the St. George, the driving incident, usually you only hear about those stories coming out of Florida, with the Florida man headlines.
Traditional little headline.
Yeah, but not from St. George. I guess we're getting some of that here now. Maybe he was trying to do like the bird box challenge or something.
You know, apparently part of the challenge too, you know, is he's avoiding restrooms for the ladies.
I guess so. I guess so.
Sounds like the tase is warranted.
Right.
But
now a quick look with Zach at the weather.
Coming up, we'll let you guys know how this week will look. Stay tuned.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Travel is part of the American way of life.
When we're on vacation, we keep an eye out for anything that looks out of place.
Miss your bag.
When we travel from city to city, we pay attention to our surroundings.
Everyone plays a role in keeping our community safe.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, be aware of your surroundings. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the weather. I'm your host, Zach. As you can see, currently in Cedar City, it's nice, it's cloudy. If you look outside your window, you can see the nice clouds in the sky. You can see that it's about to rain. Other than that, you know, it's still nice and sunny. Currently 52 degrees right now outside. Precipitation about 0%. Other than that, humidity is at a nice whopping 49%, almost 50%. Wind is about 12 miles per hour, which is a really good time to, you know what? Fly a kite. Good. Anyway, on Tuesday, today, the low is going to be 44 degrees. Tomorrow, Wednesday, high 47 with a low of 39. On Thursday, it's going to be 48 degrees at the high with a 36 at a low. Looking into that spring break starting Friday, basically for most of the students here at SUU, it's going to be a nice high of 39 degrees, so not too bad. Good traveling weather. You don't got to be outside in it. You just hang out for a little bit. Down in 24 is the low. Starting the entire weekend, though, Saturday, it's going to be a nice high of 41 degrees with the sun out, 26 at a low. Speaking of lows, though, throughout this week, there's going to be a lot of rain, so be ready for that. The clouds are in. The rain's going to be pouring. We might be seeing a couple of floods. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, back to the sun. 43 on Sunday as a high, 28 as a low over here on Monday. 48 as a high, 27 as a low. But other than that, this week, the spring break should be looking good. Make sure you guys go out there, have some fun out there in the weather. I'm personally going out to Florida. It's going to be perfectly sunny. Nice time to fly a kite out there, going to Disney World, going to see Mickey, going to high-five that mouse. Other than that, you know, weather's great here in Cedar, you know. You gonna sometimes you can do it also. Fly that kite, you know. Hold on to it, let it go, watch it go. Fly them kites. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Back to you at the desk.
Sounds like it's a good time to fly a kite.
It really is. I mean, yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. So, yeah, all this rain coming later in the week. Hopefully, it doesn't affect our spring break plans.
Oh.
Like, are you driving anywhere?
I'm driving up north. I am actually going to be nannying all week.
Oh,
so I'll be working, but it'll be fun. I love kids. You know,
Yeah.
they're great. They're really cute. Hopefully, the weather will be nice, so we don't have to stay inside all day.
Hopefully, it stays rain and it doesn't get too cold and become snow, because then that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I've taken that drive before, and
it's the worst.
It's scary.
What about you? What are you doing for spring break?
I'm actually driving up to Syracuse, Utah. Spend some time with some family up there.
Very nice.
Yeah, should be fun. We get to go check out a couple cousins, you know, basketball, wrestling games and stuff.
Oh, great.
Should be interesting.
So fun. Yeah, I've never actually been to Syracuse, but I'm sure it's really nice there.
Yeah, it's whenever I tell people about it, it's usually like, oh, Syracuse, they think New York because
oh yeah.
I'm mainly telling people out in Ohio because that's where I'm from.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
but
yeah.
around here, thankfully, everyone is able to.
Oh wow, that's great.
Knows where I'm talking about at least, but anyways, yeah, it's
nice. I'm really jealous of Zach, our weatherman, going to Florida.
I am too.
I know.
But thanks for the weather update, Zach.
Here's a quick look at what's coming up next in sports.
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we've got SU basketball and esports. Don't go anywhere.
For 3 months, I was being treated for high blood pressure and migraines, which were actually the symptoms. The cause was kidney disease. If you were a member of one of those high-risk groups, I would have your kidney function checked. Early detection can prevent further kidney damage. It was amazing even to my doctor how much diet impacted my personal disease. The power to reduce risk for kidney disease is in your hands. I just feel that my whole life has come back to me.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Listen up. Each year, hundreds of promising research studies go unfunded for breast cancer, for lung cancer, every cancer. The American Cancer Society has been behind nearly every breakthrough in recent history. But there's still more work to do. So let's make sure that no research is silenced. Let's make noise. Let's make noise. Yeah. And let's finish the fight.
Toxic chemicals and carcinogens are leaching into the environment. It's happening right where we live, work, and play. Everywhere. Cigarette butts are toxic waste. Let's stop the toxic litter. Learn more at rethinkbutts.org.
Welcome back to SUTV Sports. My name is Marquise Gross, and let's see what we got for sports today. The SU men's basketball team traveled up to Montana to face the Grizzlies this past Saturday. The T-Birds fell by 13 to the Grizz earlier this season, and SU would suffer the same fate as they lost this game 70-54. Cameron O'Leilton led SU with 10 points, while Brandon Better and Mason Fawcett scored 9 each. The Thunderbirds' record dropped to 14-13 with a 9-9 conference record. The team will then travel to Bozeman on Monday to face off against the Montana State Bobcats, who beat the T-Birds by 30 to start off the conference play earlier this season. Although the T-Birds led 40-33 at the half, the team allowed the Bobcats to score 57 points in the second half and eventually lost the game 83-90. O'Leilton scored a team high with 22 points for the Thunderbirds, while Jacob Calloway added a double-double with 17 points and 14 rebounds. Jay Marine and Brandon Better were also able to score 13 and 12 points respectively. The men's team now stand 14-14 overall with a 9-10 record in the Big Sky play. They will play their final regular season home game on March 7th when they take on the Northern Colorado Bears at home. A win will put the T-Birds with the chance to claim the 5th seed in the conference tournament, while a loss will keep them at the 7th seed. Although the men's team took their second loss to the Montana Grizzlies, the women's team was able to come out on top this past weekend at home with a 71-56 win in the America First Event Center. The Lady T-Birds had 4 players score in the double digits as they were led by senior Bree Reed and redshirt sophomore Jessica Chapman. Both ladies managed to score 15 points, and their teammates Harley Hansen and Rebecca Cardenas were also able to score 14 points each for the Lady T-Birds to secure the win. The women then took on Montana State on Monday, but were unable to keep the momentum and lost the game 55-70. Reed was a star for SU in their final game, playing 39 minutes and recording 21 points and 5 assists. No other Lady T-Bird was able to score more than 9 points in the game. The weekend results put the Lady T-Birds with a 7-21 overall record to go along with a 4-15 conference record. The Lady T-Birds will play on March 7th at UNC, but have clinched their 10th seed in the conference tournament. The Southern Utah League of Legends team is entering their 6th week of the season against Vape.io and the team Eclipse Fury. Southern Utah has 2 teams which are made up of students from SU and Dixie State University. The team's record is currently 4 wins and 5 losses. The game will be streamed tonight starting at 7:45 on Twitch at the League Esports. The Overwatch League is currently in a week 3, and the New York Eleskier is currently sitting at a 6-0 position. The tank players, which are Miko and Mano, are the outstanding duo who have great scenery, took first place after beating the Seoul Dynasty 3-1. In the first game of the set of the NYXL, they took the first game on Ilios in a winner-take-all match. The second map was won by Seoul to tie the set 1-1, but overall, the Seoul Dynasty ended up losing to the Eleskier 3-1. Normally, when sports and drama mix, they come together on the court. But in this case of Utah State versus Nevada over the weekend, it came off the court. Nevada forward Jordan Caroline went on an explicit tirade after the game, claiming a Utah State coach shouted profanity at him. Video of the incident went viral over the weekend and shows the emotion of not only Caroline, but the entire Nevada team.
Hey, where my I'm right here. I ain't never know. Hey, come on, let's go. Jay, come on. Hell no. Nobody got me. Get my Get my Where's that emergency when our players get touched by the fans? Where's that emergency when our players get touched by the fans? Where was that emergency?
It's not happened one time since we've been in this league. Somebody said, you do the whole line. It's unacceptable on your guys' part. That's your assistant coach.
Come your room. You guys really are going to run it. Players, you look at it. That's crazy. That's crazy. You watching him. You watching him.
The Mountain West has now opened an investigation into the allegations of Aggie fans touching some of the Wolfpack players, but announced yesterday that there was no wrongdoing. They did, however, announce that a USU coach probably escalated the incident in the tunnel. KSL obtained this video yesterday, and you can see Nevada players racing past security guard toward where the Aggie team was meeting. Although the Mountain West will not impose any sanctions on the team, they are encouraging both teams to take action. USU will be responsible for the punishment of their assistant coach, while Nevada will be responsible for the punishment of Caroline in this profane-induced tirade, and any staff members in their comments as well. For SUTV Sports, I'm Marquise Gross. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Marquise, for that update. Next, what is trending on social media today?
And our national news reporter Trayson Lyon will let you know what's happening around campus this week. Don't go anywhere.
I'm hungry. I can't see the board.
Good morning, class. Everyone ready to learn today?
Of course they aren't ready. Across America, health barriers keep millions of disadvantaged school children from learning. Children's Health Fund is working to remove those barriers. But to really change the odds for these kids, we need your help. To find out how you can give every child a chance to be healthy and ready to learn, visit childrenshealthfund.org today.
Life is made of moments. Family. A drunk driver could take it all away. Keep your family safe on the road, because after all, nothing is more beautiful. Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Keep your family safe.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Welcome back to SUTV. Our national news reporter, Trayson Lyon, is live with what is happening this week on campus.
2019 has been an exciting year and is apparently the year for phones, with Samsung announcing their first foldable smartphone. When you hear foldable phone, you think of what you had in middle school, but Samsung is bringing them back now more stylish than ever. Samsung will release their first ever foldable smartphone in April of this year for a whopping $2,000. The price is high, but that won't stop anyone from buying what many consider to be the future of smartphones. Also, excitingly, the new Game of Thrones trailer was released this week, something fans have been waiting for 3 years. Hopefully the season will finally end the show on a good note. And along with companies releasing something, Nintendo has finally released information on the long-awaited new Pokemon game. Pokemon Sword and Shield is the 8th generation of Pokemon games and is scheduled to come out late 2019.
Thanks, guys. So this week we have several events going on. Actually, today there is a Mardi Gras celebration going on in Thunderbird Circle until 7:30 p.m. So make sure you stop by and grab some beads and grab some good food. Also tomorrow we have Pizza and Politics at noon in the Levitt Center with, of course, free pizza. And the topic is daylight savings, which actually happens to be this Sunday. So make sure that you turn your clocks forward an hour. I know we lose an hour of sleep. And then this Thursday at 11:30 a.m. in the Library Plaza, we have Meet Your Sousa, which also is free pizza and free tacos, and what could be better than that? And then this Thursday evening, we have the Art Insights speaker series with the guest speaker Jenny Page at SUMA at 7 p.m. So go on out and learn some more about what it means to be a professional artist. So that's what we have going on this week in SU on campus. Back to you guys at the desk.
Yeah, thank you, Trayson. So yeah, how about the Samsung foldable phone?
You know,
seems very risky.
I have my doubts. I mean, it is a $2,000 phone, so you hope that it won't break. But I feel like just one wrong move and nothing's.
$2,000 phone.
It's $2,000.
It's more than my rent. 2,000.
My rent too.
Make smart decisions, people.
It's more than my net worth, to be honest.
Yeah, a $2,000 phone. It better do everything and then some.
I just remember the old Razor phones. Remember those?
Oh yeah. I feel like we just need to bring back the Nokias, man. Those things are indestructible.
With the sidekicks, you know?
Oh yeah.
Back in the good old days.
There we go.
What are you guys doing for spring break?
Spring break? I'm going home. I'm nannying. Yeah.
Nannying? That's not a spring break.
Well,
I'll be on the beach in California. Didn't mean to cut you off, but you know. I'll be soaking up the sun.
Just had a one-up me, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No.
As long as you're having fun though, nannying, you know, that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Are you nannying relatives?
No, just some neighbors.
Like a good neighbor.
Nice.
She is there.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Jessica Stagg.
I'm Zach Adams.
I am Marquise Gross.
And I'm Jeff Mullins. We leave you with some behind-the-scenes footage of our video production class from the Best Friends Pet Sanctuary in Kanab, Utah.